How many of you think that you've grown up? I need a raise of hands. Anybody? You think you've grown up? I beg to differ. I'm 22. Well, not yet. I'll be 22 next month. And every year that I get older, there's this little voice in the back of my head saying, you're closer and closer and closer to becoming this adult that you've been dreaming of being for so many years. And every single year you get closer to that number, that magical number that everyone's like, okay, at this point you're gonna be an adult. There is no such number. I hope I'm not the first to tell you that. But there is no specific magical number that suddenly makes you this adult, that suddenly makes you be able to be relied on by other people. Makes it so that you can make choices that are always correct, to allow yourself to get a job that you can support yourself with, or to be able to go out and feel like you're, of age to do any of these things. No, that's not how it works. You get older because of experience. 22 years old is not a lot of experience. Even though some people may think it is, especially if you're in your teenage years still, it's not. I'm still a child. I do not feel ready to be alive in the adult world. I still feel like a kid. My brain is always talking to itself. I'm always doing doodles in classes especially. I'm always watching YouTube. I'm still binge watching TV shows. I'm still a part of way too many fandoms. I still have friends who I make stupid jokes with. I don't feel like an adult. And the places where I really don't feel like an adult is when I'm at work, or when I'm shopping, or when I'm at school. These places are ones that when I go to them, I see people who are much older than me and I'm like, they are adults. They are the ones who run this world at this point, and someday I will get there. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that the only way that you arrive at the point where you see these other people is just purely by living. The only problem with that is the longer you live, the faster that time goes and the closer you get to death. I don't mean to be a downer or anything about that. And I'm not really that scared of death. The only problem is I feel like I don't have enough time to do anything. It's like every year that passes, I feel like I blink and I've missed the entire thing. It's already been 2 years since I went to Japan. Almost. And the fact that it's been almost 2 years already and I feel like I was just there is insane to me. How does that work? I have this analogy that seems to fit quite well when it comes to the idea of growing up, and it's the only image that I have in my head that accurately represents what is going through my mind when I think of getting older and becoming this said adult. Imagine you're walking on a flat plane of grass. Not a care in the world, maybe even skipping. This is the representation of when your ages 1 to, I would say, about 17. So about the time that you would graduate from high school. Now, all of those years, you may go through things that make it seem as though your life is so difficult, or there's so many things you have to worry about, or there's drama, or whatever. What happens is as you're skipping along this nice, beautiful path, suddenly you're at the edge of a cliff. You're looking down this horrifying looking drop that does not seem to have any end in sight. And you're teetering on the edge of what is called the age of 19 or 20, when you still think you're doing okay and as though you might have a choice of whether you want to go back or go down, but you don't have a choice to go back. And then suddenly, someone or something kicks you in the ass and you start flying down the hill at top speed and there is no stopping it. You're running and running, and the only thing that happens is you go faster and faster and faster and faster until you're propelling yourself so quickly forward that there is no hope that you're gonna stop until you smack at the end, and that is what you call death. The years that are in between when you're falling down the steep hill, that's being a grown-up. The only thing is that as you're running down this hill, because time is moving so quickly, you might be able to go like, whoa! Goodbye, friend. Hello, person. See you later. Break up with you. Meet you. Have kids. Fall in love. Maybe not in that order. Who knows? It doesn't really matter because you're flying at top speed down this hill. Honestly, it's terrifying. I think about this way too often. I thought that adding another year onto my college experience would be a good idea because I just was not ready to grow up yet. I told you, sometimes you stand at the edge of that cliff and you look back thinking you might be able to go backwards and skeet. You may be able to scoot away from the edge of the cliff, but you really can't. One more year added to my college career is not gonna make much of a difference. This next year is gonna fly by, and it's my senior year. I have to go through this year with the fear of what's gonna come afterwards. Maybe fear isn't the best way to experience all of this, but honestly, I'm already running down that hill. I haven't had the chance to back up and take a look at what is to come. I'm already charging down it. I'm just trying to prolong the time that I have to say quick hellos to people that are passing me by. Honestly, I don't know why I'm so terrified of this, but welcome to my world! Thanks for joining me today on this tiny rant. I know it probably wasn't super informative because everyone has to go through this at some point in their life, but I thought I would try to make it at least a little bit humorous because everyone has to go through it and everyone's gonna have trouble, and I just want to feel that much closer to other people who are going through the same things. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Monday. Bye!